On the banks of the Red Cedar, we have a classic Big Ten duel on our hands. Number 14 Rutgers comes into East Lansing red hot, looking to finish with a winning record in the Big Ten Conference. They'll take on Michigan State for some Big Ten wrestling on a Friday night, only on Big Ten Plus. Hello everyone, Jacob Maurer joined alongside Eric Olenowski. So glad you can join us here by the mat at Jennison Fieldhouse. It's Michigan State and Rutgers wrestling here on this Friday. And Eric, both these teams right now, really a completely different story at this point in the season. Michigan State with just only one Big Ten Conference win this season, came against Northwestern just a couple of weeks ago. As for Rutgers, as we talked about, red hot coming into this one. They've won their last 3 in a row, including perhaps one of the biggest victories they've had in their program's history against number 6 Minnesota last Friday. They come into East Lansing red hot and bringing in a lot of interesting storylines.
Yeah, Jacob, let's start with the Michigan State Spartans. They gave up 42 takedowns against Iowa in their last duel. That's not going to work here tonight in East Lansing. What they have to do is focus on defense. A lot of the time we talk about offense. Here tonight, they have to focus on their defense. Get your hips down, get your feet back, stuff the head, and look for go-behinds. It is going to be critical, and you talked about the massive win for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights over those Minnesota Golden Gophers. It was something special for the program, arguably the biggest win in the last decade, and it all finished up with Remy Cotton in that fall in overtime. Yeah,
Remy Cotton coming back to Jennison Fieldhouse, but for many Spartan fans, they're used to seeing him in green and white, but not tonight, rocking the scarlet and black here, as he's a Rutgers Scarlet Knight, and he's having a heck of a season so far. And that's the reason why we're going to take a look at the 197 bout, because his opponent, Cale Whistler, is also ranked in the top 25. Just such an interesting matchup we have here at the 197. And if you don't have your popcorn yet, you might need to get it.
Yeah, certainly. It's going to be the match of the duel at 197 with Cotton and Whistler. Both of these guys are ranked, and they're both wrestling great. One thing I would note is that on the duel against Iowa, Cale Whistler did not have a match. He actually received a forfeit, so he's going to have to come out here and look to get the rust off in the first period to get things going. But you mentioned, with Remy Cotton being a Spartan, both of these guys are familiar with each other, their style, so it could be a slower first period, which will go in favor of the Spartan.
Well, it should be a lot of fun. Michigan State and Rutgers wrestling, getting ready to go here at Jennison Fieldhouse. But with more on this matchup, let's send it down to the third member of our team, Jade Carroll. Jennison Fieldhouse, as we are starting with 125, Nick Corday for Michigan State and Aiden Smith of the Scarlet Knights. And Eric, going to be very interesting early on to see what these two athletes do right away. Going to have to keep in mind all 3 periods right now. Michigan State struggling as of late with fatigue in those later moments. 125 starting it the right way here tonight. Aiden Smith coming off a big win in that Minnesota duel last week, winning 7-2 against number 10 Jor Volk. Volk was a 2024 All-American and a 2-time NCAA qualifier. Did not allow a takedown that entire match. Only points for Volk there were 2 on the escape. Right now, both these athletes still in neutral right now, as a minute has gone past here in the first period. Both athletes now still stuck in neutral. Smith trying to go for the legs. Corday does a nice job avoiding it.
Yeah, what Corday has to do here is he has to be aware that Smith is so good with these elbow passes. And it's exactly how he took Jory down when he was wrestling Volk against Minnesota. Went elbow outside, tie, and then right here, exactly. That is exactly what it is right there. He's going to pass those elbows, and he's going to look to get to a high crotch. And he finishes with precision is the difference. And there goes the first stall warning.
See how much that ticks up the aggressiveness here in the first. You have to always watch out too here in the 125. These are most likely than not the quickest athletes. Any wrestling duel you'll see. A lot of quick moves. Always have to be alert at what your competitor will have to offer. As we arrive to under a minute here in the first. Still no points awarded yet. Both these two wrestlers still staying at neutral right now.
But you know what? This is exactly what the Spartans need to do, is because they've come out and they've given up a lot of points. You look back against at 125 in the last match where it was Dean Peterson. It was takedown, takedown, reversal, takedown, all happening in the first period against Corday. So this is exactly where you need to be, is slow things down. You don't have to be extremely aggressive in the first period because they have to change something, right? You cannot continue to do, because we have seen what they've done has not worked. So you have to change something.
You have to wonder, too, how much of that approach has changed over the course of 5 days for Michigan State. Their stall warning going on, a point awarded to the Scarlet Knights. As we wind down here in the first, trying to go up. This has been a position both these wrestlers have found themselves a lot in. This 141 bout. Gibson tried to go for the legs there of Hampton.
And what I'm paying attention to is the left side underhook for Andy Hampton and the right elbow of Mason Gibson. He's keeping it as tight as he can, so Hampton can't get that.
Close there for a Michigan State bench explosion. Hampton almost in the right position. Gibson now fighting back. Hampton on top. There it is. Takedown for Michigan State with 20 seconds to go in the third.
He needs to stay low on the body. He hasn't been hit for stalling, and this is where you go. Andy Hampton picks up Michigan State's second takedown. How about it?
He's got all two. That's big in the closing seconds of the third.
He just used that underhook and the momentum of Gibson. It was that left foot that just got caught underneath. And this is where you go, right immediately, 2 hands to the ankle. You drop down, and that's exactly where you need to be, because you've been hit 0 times. You can give 2 of these away.
There it is. We'll stop it at 2 seconds. Michigan State's bench and fans love it.
How about it? What a win for the Spartans.
Michigan State has not had a win that wasn't a forfeit since 2 weeks against Northwestern here at home. Going to do so here to close it out. 1 second to go. Gibson will get the escape. That's all. Hampton's fired up, as well as a whole contingent by his bench. Michigan State gets their first points of the duel.
Is going to pick up near fall.
Being able to get out of it. Now we switch to the other side. A reversal awarded. 3-2 now the score here in the first. Trying to get him down on the shoulder blade. There goes the count. 1. That's the end of the first. It's Ethan Riddle. Won by a major decision. Big points that helped the Rutgers Scarlet Knights upset the Golden Gophers, and trying to add some more points for his team here. Working O'Neal to the edge.
Yeah.
There's the takedown.
Pinto just stealing points at the end of the period. How big is that? Not only in the first period, but he just did it in the second period too.
First period was about 15 seconds to go. That one 3. Loves the buzzer beater climactics. Take a look at this one.
Yeah, underhook on that far side, and then goes far ankle pick, and he continues to run his feet. Even when they were on the mat, Pinto was continuing to run his feet and ended up picking up that second takedown.
Seconds to do it. Lenny Pinto in prime position here to get at least 3 points for his Rutgers squad. O'Neal trying to escape. Trying to get out of it. Pinto doing a great job tracking him down and keeping him down. 5 seconds to go. How impressive this could be for another team point. Pinto gets it. 10-2 the final at 174. 4 points awarded to the Scarlet Knights, and a major decision victory for Lenny Pinto. It's Boucher who's got to make the move. Walsh with the lead. 30 seconds to go. How aggressive does he get? Goes down. Walsh gets on top, trying to bring him down, and does. Takedown for Walsh, and that's a big 3 points as the third period concludes.
Yeah, that's one of those easy ones because you know he's conserving energy.
Certainly had a master class here at 197 in this top 25 matchup. Remy Cotton in his homecoming back in East Lansing is the winner by decision. That's another 3 points added on the board for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Now lead Michigan State 29-3. Don't go anywhere. This is a score after 9, which means we got one more. The heavyweights coming up next on Big Ten Plus. Welcome back, and just a reminder, this game is being produced by students at Michigan State University. It's part of the Big Ten Network Student U program. It's an on-campus experience that is unique to the Big Ten. Student U is part of an educational mission to teach the next generation of sports production professionals. For more information, visit BigTenNetwork.com/StudentU. Hey, Mom, how are you? I'm sure you're ready for the heavyweight bout, and so are we. Myself and Eric Olenowski, as well as all the students here at Michigan State making this broadcast possible. And one more to go in this one between Michigan State and Rutgers. On Monday, February 16th, Michigan State will take on Central Michigan. You'll see your final. Rutgers 29, Michigan State 12. We thank you so much for watching here on Big Ten Plus. Some thank yous need to go out first to our producer, Jack Irving, our director, Addie Shushrabin, and of course, my partner here today, Eric Olenowski, Jade Carroll on the sidelines, our executive producer, Matt McCullough. I'm Jacob Bauer saying so long and thank you for watching this presentation of Big Ten Wrestling. Hoping you have a great rest of your Friday night.